So today we're going to be going over how to make an interaction system. In this video it'll be to pick up some coins and things like that. In the next video we'll do like a little tutorial post thing. I don't know, something. Basically you walk by, it displays some text and gives you some tips on how to do whatever. Like this one's going to talk about, hey, these are health pickups, so if I damage myself I can get a health. Yay. Alright, so let's make a new, actually we already have a project already started, so if you haven't already, create a new project, or if you're following along with the side scroller series, then jump into that. Either way, still work. Let me close this out and we'll get to going. Alright, like I was saying, we already have a side scroller thing going on, so I'm going to open that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to delete all of this stuff. So let me get this out of the level. And then blueprints, I'm just going to get rid of this entire interactables folder. Force delete. Go in here, figure out what was broke. What it was. We're going to be getting rid of all of this. Might as well go ahead and get rid of the function as well. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay. Sorry if there's any background noise and stuff, guys. I'm dealing with a new room. Okay, so first things first, let's right click, create a new folder. As you saw, it was interactables. Open that up, and I'm gonna right click another new folder and call this one pickups. And then just leave that to the side for right now. Right click in the main folder again, or in the interactables folder, and we're going to grab a blueprint interface. Right click again, a structure, right click again, and a blueprint enumeration. So the enumeration we're going to call interactable underscore types underscore enum. The interface, I'm going to select it and I'm going to hit F2, and that will be the interact underscore interface, and the struct will be the what do they call it? Oh yeah, extra info underscore struct. This we might not get to today, but go ahead and have it for the next video. We will be needing it to set up our interface. Actually, we might leave this alone. So if you've already made that, don't worry about it. If you're going to follow along with the next video and the dialogue and all that good stuff, yeah, you know what? I'm going to delete it for right now. We're not going to worry about that until the next video, just because I don't want anything to get confusing. But let's go ahead and open up the enumerator. And here I'm going to click add enum. So the first one I'm going to call this coin. And then another one, this could be health. Another one could be tutorial. So that's like the dialogue thing I was talking about. So you can have all these different types of stuff, and we can use this information and set it to each thing, like, oh, this is a coin, this is health, this is tutorial, this is whatever, right? We can set all those things up, and then we can do different actions depending on which one it is. Okay, let's open up the interact interface, double click on it. This one's going to be on interact, and it is going to have an input of actor. I don't know what I'm clicking on. Whoops. Sorry, actor, and I'm gonna get type actor. We're gonna get the object reference. And since we're not doing the extra info, that's pretty much it on that one today. And then we'll go ahead and do another one. This one will be get interact type. Actually, I should say interactable, but either way. On this one, we're going to do outputs. And that will be We'll just call this type. And then we want to say interact tuple underscore, yeah, underscore types underscore enum. And its default is coin. Okay, we can go ahead and close all of that out. And then go into our pickups folder, right click, blueprint class, actor. And this one will be our pickup underscore base. So basically this will be the parent class to all of the other pickups. So your coins, your health, your blah, 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 blah. If it can be picked up, then we can use this. We could even make this like the base of all the interactables if we really wanted to, but that might be watering it down too much. Just really depends on what all you're wanting to do with your interactables. So when thinking about making a parent class, the first thing you really want to think about is what will all of the children of this need. So I can tell you right off the bat, all of them will need a static mesh. I'm just going to call this mesh. And also all of them will need some sort of collision, so we can know if it's trying to be picked up. So I'm just going to do a sphere collision, and I'm going to call this pick up range, and then underscore CLL for collision. And that's it. Every single pickup is going to need something, at least these two things, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this out into the world. It's one of the first things I always like to do when I'm making a new actor that's going to sit in the world. I like to set it up to where it's going to be, actually, sorry, let me select the mesh, and I'm going to drag this up. So I like to have it to where it's going to be where I want it when I drag it out. So if I'm trying to build out a level quickly, I can just quickly and easily drag these things out and just place them really fast, and don't have to sit there and worry about setting up each one up higher or whatever it is that I'm trying to do with it. It's already set up, and I can just drag it out there and place it how I want it. So actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and have one of these out here for right now. We can open this up, and then go into the, I'm gonna go ahead and set a base mesh for this. Let's just do a, whatever the heck this is. How's that looking, world? Way too big. I want to do something kind of small. There we go, that'll work. So that'll be our base mesh, and then what we want to do is we're going to take our collision and make sure that it envelops that mesh at least. And we can even raise the collision up a little bit. I actually do want to add a rotating movement component, and out of the box it actually should be decently set up. So 180, so if I go over here and I hit play on this, we'll see it's already rotating nice and all that good stuff. So if you wanted to change how that rotates, maybe you wanted to tumble or something like that, you would just come to this rotation rate and set up a rate like you want it. If you wanted to go the other way, just set this to negative, and it will rotate the opposite direction. So however you want it, we can go ahead and have this set up. So now all of our pickups will rotate. Okay, so now we want to know what to do when we overlap our collision. So I'm gonna right click on our collision. Oh, actually, let's go back to mesh really quick, and let's set up its collision preset to be no collision, and then go to our pickup range collision, right click on it, and we're going to say on begin, add on component begin overlap. We're going to pull off of this, and we're going to say does, off of other actor, sorry, does implement interface, and then select the drop down, find the interact interface. Okay, do a Boolean off of that. Whoops. So that's B and left click to get that quickly. And then off of that, we want to pull out our actor and say on interact. We want to get the message version so that whenever we're sending this, it'll message everything. Oh, it'll message this other actor saying, hey, I want to interact with you. So the coin is telling the other actor that we're interacting. And so one of the questions that we're asking whenever we're trying to interact with the other object is, who is interacting with it? Well, the coin is. So we're going to grab self and say, hey, I'm interacting with you. And for the base pickup, this is pretty much all we need. I know it doesn't have a delete or anything like that, but you might not want every single one of them to delete itself or anything like that. It's really just dependent on the pickup. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. And I'm going to go back to our character. Open up our third person character, or whatever character you're using. Go back to the event graph, and I'm going to make a new function. This one's going to be called set up interaction. And I just remembered what we forgot to do with the other thing. So I'm going to go back to interactables, pickup. I'm going to open our pickup base back. I forgot to set in our class settings. We need to add the interact interface. Okay, just so that's on here. We will be utilizing it in a moment as well. Actually, no, we won't be using it on this all that much. Actually, we'll be using it on its children. All right, so inside of setup interaction, we know that we're going to want at least one input, right? And that is going to be our actor input. So I'm going to name it actor, and then I'm going to search for actor and grab an object reference. Okay. And then whatever that actor is, we want to ask it what it is. So we're going to say get interact type. And based off of that, we can right click on, not right click, sorry, pull off of this and say switch. And we want to switch on interactable enum. So basically, depending on what type it is, what type it sends back to us. If it's a coin, we can do something, health, different thing, a tutorial, a whole another thing. So on this, we can actually make a variable, which I think I've already actually made it. I have. Let me delete this boolean. We make an integer, which I'll delete this just so we can do it together. Call this coin collected. Actually, I can say coins, plural, collected. Switch our boolean to an integer. And then I'm going to drag this out. While holding control will give us a get. If you hold alt, it'll give you a set. So we want to get it, and I'm going to say, wow, I almost lost my train of thought. Increment. I was going to say iterate, which is kind of the same thing, if you think about it. So we're going to increment our coins. Honestly, we could stop there, but just so we have something telling us what happened, I'm going to say print. We're going to print a string, and we're going to get this amount. I think this gives a proper amount. Yeah, it does give the result. Good. So we're going to print it so we know every single time we pick up a coin. We can actually go ahead and try that out. Ooh, one last thing. We want to get the actor, and just to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to call this the interact underscore actor, just to make the naming a little bit easier. I can then right click and say get interact actor. And so it's basically the same concept as a local variable, but it will just pull straight from this input. Then we can tell this guy on interact. And then who we are, it's interacting with it. Back in the event graph, we need to make a, I'm gonna scroll in a little bit. I really need to clean all this up. I know it's just the YouTube one and not my actual game, but none of this is commented or anything. That's bad habits. I'm teaching you guys bad habits. I'm sorry. You guys need to be commenting your stuff. All right, I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna say custom event, and this will be, oh wait, I don't need a custom event. I'm crazy, I'm sorry. We need to go, sorry, class settings, and we're gonna have to get our interact interface and implement it. And now within here I can say on interact, double click on that. It's going to give us this guy, and I can just pass this information through to our setup interaction function that we just made. Comment and say event interact with an interactable. Okay, so now remember when we pick this up, it thinks that it's a coin because by default it sets it as a coin. So I can just walk over this guy and see how it's saying 1, 2, 3. So we're iterating. You can see that in the top left there. How many coins we have right now. Now obviously we don't want that to just sit there all the time and give us an infinite supply of coins. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on our pickup base and create a child blueprint class. This one I'm just going to call coin underscore BP. This will be our actual coin. So I'm going to go to the mesh, I'm going to grab a cylinder. And actually that kind of looks good already. Kind of. I'm going to drop this guy down a little bit and then bring this guy back up. And then we can scale it by like 2 and 2. Oh, what? No, sorry. 1 and 2. I think that'll look a little bit better. I might even do 0.5 here. And then we can take this and we can scale back up. Okay. Slap a material on it. Back to the mesh, slap the material on here. I think cube material. That'll work. File save. Now we have what happens when we overlap. It sends that interaction stuff back and forth, and then our character then sends it back to whatever actor has been interacted with. So what we can do in here is we can say on interact. Now, if this was not a coin, we'd want to go and open up our interaction type and we would switch it to something else. But since it is a coin, we can leave it as coin. Just make sure if you're making like a health pickup or something like that right now, you'd want to switch it to health. So back in here, here's our event interact. So all we really need to do here is actually just, you know, we'll play a sound. We'll do 2D, so I don't have to worry about location. And we'll just do, that'll work. And then we will destroy ourselves to remove it from the game. And that is it for the coin. Now we should be able to pull one out here into the world. Pull a couple here. There we go. Hit play. They're spinning, they're pretty. We have 3 coins. You can see on the top left there. That's probably kind of small for you guys to be able to see, but that's it. Really simple interaction system. I know that it definitely could have been way simpler, but this way you can build onto the whole thing. We could have just made it to where we did a pickup that literally just iterated over to the third person character. All that good stuff would have been much simpler, but this way is expandable, and that's what you want. You want everything that you do to be a little bit modular so that you're not having to do the same thing over and over and over again. Something I was taught was if you're writing the same code over and over again, you're doing it wrong. You should never have to write the same code over and over and over again. At least not within the same project. And even then we can create function libraries and stuff like that to help ourselves. But yeah, that is it. In the next one, we will make a tutorial post thingy like in the other video, or sorry, not in the other project that I was showing at the beginning of the video. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely throw some comments down below. I've been loving all the comments I've been getting, and I'm having my friends and stuff tell me that, like, even though they're not subscribed to me, jerks, that I'm actually showing up in their feed now. So and I've been noticing that my subscriber count's been going up and up. So it's really, really nice. Thank you guys so much for the support. Oh, speaking of support, I have a Patreon, my very first Patreon, just popped in. I don't want to give out their name because I sent them an email to get permission to say out their name, but I'm just gonna say their first name. I think it's Jaime. I'm not sure if it's actually Jamie or Jaime, but I'm gonna guess it's Jaime. Thank you so much for being my first patron. If anybody else wants to get on that bandwagon, link will be in the description below to my Patreon. Yeah, see you guys next time.